my website is designed and maintained to accommodate as many potential customers and clients as possible. Take a moment and think about that statement. On a scale from 1 to 10, how true is this for your website? If you rated your company's website a 10 out of 10, then you probably don't need to watch this video. But if you're like most of us, we can all make our websites better. If you really want to attract a broader audience this year and provide the best experience for your website's visitors, you need to understand accessibility. Why is it important to you as a business owner, and how it can improve your website? If this is you, it's me as well, let's hit the like button now. So let's get into what is accessibility and understanding that just in general terms. Accessibility is simply the ability to get something easy. It's all about providing everyone access and benefits to physical and digital accommodations. Many parts of everyday life have been made more accessible through accommodations, like ramps next to the staircases and verbal messages at crosswalks. Now more people are focusing online for accessibility. So, why is it important to a business owner? Accessibility is the right thing to do. It helps you reach a bigger audience. It makes your website more SEO friendly, and it's required by law. And to help address all of this, I'm going to walk you through website accessibility. In this video, I'm going to make sure you get the solutions you need. I'm Amy Samuel, Creative Director for My Heart Creative. I'm one of the partners and thus a business owner. I have an inside perspective on website accessibility and why it's important for a business owner. I've been working on website design and development for over 15 years, and I've worked on many accessibility projects. Learning is always key to accessibility. So let's get into the learning. We're going to break this learning down into 4 parts. Part 1, it's the right thing to do and can communicate your core values. Website accessibility is making websites as usable as possible for as many people as possible and on as many devices as possible. So if you care about kindness, hospitality, inclusivity, accessibility is a reflection of your business's values. And part 2, who this impacts and what can you do for a bigger audience. According to Pew Research, 40 million Americans have disability. Can you imagine who you might be missing an opportunity to engage with? Website accessibility practices are aimed at helping people with visual, hearing, mobility, and cognitive impairments. We want to help them use your website with greater ease, and here are some examples. Keyboard navigation. So someone with motor impairment will likely need to use the keyboard to move throughout your website. Imagine navigating a website without a mouse. Blind users. A potential client who is blind or visually impaired will need to understand your website relying on the screen reader. How does your website communicate without visuals? Risk of seizure. If a customer has a risk of seizure, your website should not increase their risk, but rather keep them safe. For example, you may need to limit the use of animated GIFs and parallaxing effects. We'll talk more about this soon. Vision impairment. If your client is blind, and there are still many different vision impairments that isn't just blindness, they may be experiencing some sort of vision impairment. Making sure that your website font, the font sizes, colors, all of that can be altered, can assist the person, and that is extremely important, giving them that assistance. ADHD. So while a great website should be organized and clutter-free, making sure your website is accessible to someone with ADHD will help them focus on your offerings. Therefore, they'll be more likely to engage. And cognitive disability. If your potential customer has a cognitive disability, your website should make every effort to accommodate them. So we're to part 3, which is SEO friendly, is accessibility friendly. This part really gets me excited because so many SEO optimizations are centered around making a browser able to crawl your website properly for search engine rankings. And if you're working on your accessibility measures, your SEO will likely improve. I'll go over an accessibility checklist here shortly, and each one of the items that is SEO related, I will let you know and point this out to you. I love that these two website services that we offer both help your digital marketing grow. And part 3, very important, good solutions. I have good solutions for you for accessibility, and you need to know that it is required by law. So I have these solutions to share as well as the checklist I mentioned, but first, let's understand accessibility is not a choice, but it is a requirement. The 1990s Americans with Disability Act was created to help people with disabilities get access to both public and private spaces. And now this includes digital spaces. A modern website should be compliant with ADA and WCAG standards. I'm going to put the link to the standards in the description below. It is important to understand that even the most basic requirements by law, a good starting point would include the WCAG 2 checklist. There's a lot in this checklist, so I'm going to go bullet by bullet and point out those SEO-friendly bits. So perceivable is the first part, and this includes making content available to sight, hearing, and or touch. So bullet point 1, providing text alternatives for non-text elements. This is incredibly important, and this is also very SEO friendly. Providing alternatives for time-based media, also SEO friendly. Create content that can be presented in different ways, for example, a simpler layout without losing information or structure. And make it easier for users to see and hear content, including separating the foreground from the background. Color cannot be used as the only element to communicate. We need other elements, and this is also SEO friendly because a browser also doesn't know what is color and what is not. So now we're on to operable. This covers how the website is controlled, including the forms and navigation. We need to make everything available from the keyboard. We need to provide users enough time to read and to use the content. And we need to not design content in a way that is known to cause seizures. So this one is also very SEO friendly, and also one of Google's most recent updates actually covered this pretty in depth when it wanted the user's experience to be better. So basically, with this Google update, things that were shifting unnecessarily or over the top were actually going to hurt your search engine ranking. So you can see how making sure content doesn't cause seizures works really well with that SEO update as well. You want to provide help for users to help them navigate, finding content and determine where they are, making it easier for users to operate functionality through various inputs beyond their keyboard. And we're to the last 2 bits. Understandable is about making sure the information and the operation of the user's interface are understandable. Making text readable and understandable. This is also SEO friendly. Quality content always wins. Make web pages appear and operate in predictable ways. That's just great design. Help users avoid and correct mistakes. And robust. You want to maximize the capability with current and future agents, including assistive technologies. So how do we meet these standards? Design is all about problem solving and clear communication. As a designer and business owner, I love all things that can prove, even in the simplest ways, the very core of what a piece or project does. And what does a website do? It communicates. So ensuring your website can do its job is a must. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I know that was a lot of information to go over. I just want to encourage you to start with taking the right approach to your website, and you'll be on the path to meeting these standards. I'm going to break them down even further into a simple recipe that I have for you. So this is 4 elements: design with accessibility in mind. First, manually adjust and fix what isn't accessible. Add automation and tools to make your website more robust. And 4, keep practicing and reaching for accessibility standards. So, I'm sure you would like to know what we feel is the best accessibility tool, and our favorite is accessiBe. I'm just going to give you a few little bits on why we like accessiBe. We feel they are so kind and supportive. We've had one-on-one interactions with them, and it's always been wonderful, very educational. And they have a really great tool in their text alternatives with powerful AI technology to help deliver that text alternative. And they also have, their tool is also geared to many different people with many different disabilities. You can actually see it in action on our website. They also provide legal help. And then I'm just going to give you a few little notes on why we don't like other tools. I usually like to say positive, but we have looked into a lot of different tools when we're working on accessibility. Obviously, we're following the recipe to design and manually fix, but a great tool is so helpful for users. So these are just a few things that we've run across as we've worked with other tools that is not accessiBe. So some are not friendly to small businesses. We have had direct communication with some that their prices were very high, and because we might have been talking about a smaller website, they were not very interested in or very helpful. And we do not find text alternative tools as strong as accessiBe out there on most of the other accessibility tools that you'll find. So if you're struggling with accessibility, website accessibility right now, reach out to us, or you can use a link in the description to get accessiBe tool right now. And our team is ready to help. We can get your website started on its accessibility journey right away. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was helpful for you. Please subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and I'll see you then.